Hey, what's happening, everyone? We are here, Barko and V-Man, with the next edition of the V-Man and Barko Podcast. Man, say hi.
Hi, Barko. How you doing today?
Great, man. How are you? It's good to see you in the office today for Friendsgiving.
Yeah, it was nice to see you, too. It was nice seeing a lot of fellow employees, loan officers, and, of course, the big CEO, Nina.
That was great. So happy to see her and everyone together. So that smile on your face, you can't take it off. So love that. Well, since we've chatted, man, both Mount Carmel Brother Rice have advanced semifinals. So we both play Saturday, and hopefully we'll see you downstate in a couple of weeks. But good to see the lads getting this far. I'm not surprised, really. Well, not you guys. I'm not really surprised, but it's good to see them go. It's a tough way to get through there.
It's amazing that there are 5 major Catholic schools still involved, Carmel, Brother Rice, Fenwick, Nazareth, St.
Montini.
St.
We got Montini.
Yeah, that's 6. Right.
Yeah, don't sleep on Montini. Those kids are good, man. I got a couple friends who've got kids there, man. That Montini team is tough. So
they might be in 4A, but I mean, they play 7 and 8A schools, man.
They got to keep up with the Catholic League, and they hang. I feel badly for those other teams coming. I think Montini's going to go back to back here. So, so got that one for you guys.
Yeah.
So it's a strong squad. Looking forward to it, and going to see they're all representing. All right, bud, let's talk a little mortgage talk here. A couple things we've got some news since we last chatted before we get into our fun interview for the day. Why don't you touch base with what you've got for now?
So all I could add from the last time we spoke is there's going to be another Fed meeting. However, they're announcing no decrease or increase at this time. And that announcement usually triggers the residential mortgage market. Well, they're saying that they're not going to do an increase or a decrease. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after that meeting with the rates. Could go up, but they could go down. So that's just a wait and see game. There's been some talk about some new products that came out. I'll let you tell the folks at home about the products that are coming out or that they're talking about coming out.
Yeah, well, even with the Fed, we'll see what they do. Don't forget, people, rates can go up or down any single day, depending on rate decisions. We will see how that shakes out, and especially with holidays here. A couple products, a 50-year mortgage, apparently, and then maybe some transferable loans, which we'll see how that shakes out. There's a lot of hoops to jump through on that, but the 50-year mortgage is something I did a video on today, so you'll see that too. But as I said in that video, you're probably not going to get one from me unless you're an investor, and cash flow is the only reason you really want it to be able to take care of that. You're going to hold that property. Really financing that much money for a home does not normally make a lot of sense. And so we'll see how things shake out. It's not available. Who knows if it's just fodder, but it's something that we're aware of, obviously, and need to address. It's been a lot of topic. I've seen people chatting on social about it. So that's where I stand on it, and we'll see how it shakes out, and we can run numbers. And at the end of the day, that's really what will tell the story.
And just to clarify what Barko's talking about, we're talking about going to a 50-year conventional loan versus 30, which is the most popular. Well, here's something that goes against it. The average age of a first-time home buyer now is 40 years old. 25 years ago, it was 28 years old. So think about it. You're going to take a loan out at 40, and technically, you won't have it paid off till you're 90 years old. Now, the reason they're bringing it up, though, when you amortize a loan over 30, 40, 50 days, the longer you go out, the lower the monthly payment is. So that's how this all came about. But it might not be that feasible, so we're going to wait and see what they do. The other part that Barko talked about was if you have a loan right now on your current home with 3% interest rate, they're talking about being able to transfer that rate in loan into purchasing a new home. I have no idea how they're going to do that physically, but that's the other part about transferring your current low interest rate when you purchase a new home. So like Barko said, let's wait and see.
Yeah, that was slipped in. So we'll see how that shakes out. But right now we are waiting the game for the Fed. Like V-Man said, that kind of came out today and said, hey, with the lack of data, and we're just getting this back now, saying, hey, there's going to be nothing in December. We're just going to ride this out, and we'll see what the new year brings. So that doesn't mean, like I said, that rates can't go up or down. If you are considering still take a look, let's have that conversation and set that plan for 2026 for you. And V-Man and I were chatting too, especially if you're self-employed. It's almost time to talk to your accountant, to your financial advisor, and to be able to have all those goodie write-offs. But if you're looking to buy or refi in 2026, make sure you're claiming enough to qualify. So now is the time to have those conversations.
Great
and just
point.
put that plan in place.
Great point. Another statistic that came out that you guys all might want to hear is the second installment of the county tax bill came out. And the good news is it came out. It was late, but it came out. The bad news is the average increase for a Chicago homeowner on their taxes was 16%. That's the highest it jumped in over 30 years. So that's kind of the bad news.
Yeah, we've got them out now, and bad news, the spring tax will be out here sooner than we think too. So make sure you are checking your escrow that they've been paid, making sure you have enough left over from your escrow account. But they did increase, so double check your bills. Full resources for you. So if you're looking to appeal your taxes, please reach out. We can put you in contact with those professionals. Speaking of professionals, V-Man, we've got a guest today. You ready to introduce who our guest is?
Today we have a special guest. We have Laki Hatzelis. Him and his family own 9 RE/MAX offices, and Laki is a close personal friend. He's a brother from Mount Carmel, and it's a pleasure to have him on our podcast today. Hi, Laki.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. This is so cool. I appreciate it.
Our
Yeah,
pleasure.
man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for taking the time and not watching film. I'm assuming you coach at Mount Carmel too, so take it away from film time. I know is very important, especially with playoffs in semifinals here. So thanks for doing it, and we appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
So I think we're going to jump right in, Laki. We have prepared a list of questions for you. So there's no such thing as a wrong answer, okay? Just answer it honestly and truthful as you can. Go ahead, Barko. You can start out asking Laki the first question.
Yeah, well, dude, family business. I know mom was a realtor, but started out with a couple offices up to 9, like V-Man said, up to 300 other realtors. Now, can you talk a little bit about the growth and how you got involved in it? A little bit of family, but then when it was time for you to get your hands dirty, how you've been able to take it off and show so much growth?
Yeah. I probably should start from the very beginning. Otherwise, the rest doesn't really make as much sense. But my mom doesn't like when I talk about this, but I didn't want to get into real estate growing up. And that was because I have 3 siblings. I have a twin brother and 2 older sisters. And me and my brother, we played sports together our whole lives, but we were attached at the hip when my mom and dad would take us from, one sporting event to the other. And in between all those events, or just growing up our whole lives, we were in the back seat of her car between showings, and just hearing her say, I'll be back, in 20 minutes. And it really, like, as a kid, it seemed like 2 hours. And growing up all the way up through high school, to be honest, like, I just hated how much she worked and how much we had to wait for everything, when you're a demanding kid, and, hey, mom, can you bring something home for dinner, or whatever the case may be. And I wasn't smart enough, I guess, or maybe just was too naive or young to realize how much work that she put in to provide for us, her and my dad. And when I got old enough, fast forward after college and learning different things, I realized my eyes were wide open to, well, holy cow, we've had a great, amazing life. Me and my brother, had almost everything we ever wanted growing up, and, went on vacations and went to great schools our whole life. And it was because my mom and my dad, all the work that they put into it. So when an opportunity came about, I jumped on it, and I told my mom that if I'm going to get into business with anyone, why wouldn't I want to do it with my mom, and do it with someone who's excelled at it from the bottom to the top and very successful her whole career. So that's how I got into it, really, is just kind of realizing, wow, I want to have this for my family one day. And we had a great life growing up. So I came on, there was an unbelievable opportunity with the brokerage that my mom had been managing through the crash, and she got it stabilized and saved it while all these other companies all over the country were closing. And the former owner was ready to, peace out and decide to just get out of the real estate games. I was presented an opportunity to come on board and acquire the company. And at the time, like you said, we had 3 offices, right around 75-ish agents. So I jumped right in, said to my mom, let's do it. And from there on out, we just kind of started planning like the future, the next 30, 35 years of what we want to accomplish, what I want to accomplish as a young man, and what I want to do for the rest of my life. We started mapping out all these different areas. We started talking about where we want to be. And it just kind of started with some conversations throughout, meeting different brokers. So yeah, little by little, I mean, we didn't do it all right away. It's been a 11-year journey now. And there's been ups and downs. Not all have gone great, but over time, we've been able to build a really great company with a lot of great agents, great staff. My brother works with us too. My dad, he's no longer with us anymore. but he was with us every day. He was our runner. Anything that needed to be done, he took care of it. And all the agents loved him because anytime he'd see one of our agents, he'd stop and talk to them as long as they would allow him to. And the V-Man knows that too. So yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I hope
miss his knowledge and his wisdom. That man's been all over the world on boats and ships and all throughout the Mediterranean. And he had so many wonderful life stories. And I hit it off with him because I'm half Greek, and we loved each other. And I truly miss him, and I know you and your family does as well. You know, I want to say Laki's mother is a pioneer in this industry. She is the queen of the pie chart. And then Laki came in and brought this burst of energy and youth and excitement. And he provides all the training, all the motivation, all the inter-office communication. And he has a really good team. And I've seen many, many different teams. Not many have as much interaction or do for their agents what Laki and his mother do and his brother Dimitri. That's just my own personal observation.
Thanks, V.
Man, I love hearing that, dude. And to be able to work with your mom, I had that opportunity at Rice for 10 of my 12 years there before my mom passed, and to see her every day, to work, to watch her in action, probably why I got into education, didn't even realize it, not what really a plan. So, dude, love that story that you guys get a chance to work together and build that together. I'm sure it's not always easy, obviously, but like that's it warms my heart, man. I'm getting goosebumps at being able to literally be able to share that with you guys grow that big brother. So very cool to hear that side. And as we mentioned, bringing the juice to the team. So, that's awesome.
And one of the questions we were going to ask you about is, you were considering being a coach, and you gave that up and jumped into real estate full time, but really you never did. You run from the office down to Mount Carmel, to the practice field, to the film room, to young 8th graders aspiring to go to high school and play football. So I don't know how you juggle it. And now you have a newborn baby. I mean, you must be really good at time management to manage your family, your business, and your second job of coach.
Yeah. I think about that stuff all the time. And I never take full credit for almost anything in life unless it's something that I want to brag about. But I can't do any of that stuff without a good team. That's how we built our company, is having the right people in place, having the people on the same page, having the same goals, and caring for each other. Obviously, I mean, it doesn't happen without, loving one another. But yeah, I mean, I always wanted to be involved in some type of organization with football and recruiting and things like that. When I was young, I always wanted to get in. My dream was to work for the Bears, and build a Super Bowl team. And so I've always been really excited about stuff like that. And then when I had an opportunity right out of college to go back to Mount Carmel and coach football, I said, heck yeah. I wasn't in real estate yet. I was just kind of hanging out, working, the regular 9 to 5, and then coaching football. And I loved it. I was all in. Like you said, every weekend I was at 3 to 4 grammar school games, trying to get kids interested in Mount Carmel. I'm bumping into guys from Rice all the time. And so I love that. And I love the chase. And obviously I was younger, and I wasn't, involved with I didn't have a wife and a kid yet, and it was great. And then this opportunity came to get into real estate, and I jumped on it, and I was able to do both. And I had a meeting with my family. I said, if you don't think I can make it work, then just tell me, and, I'll be all in here. And everyone was supportive of it, my whole family, to help out and to make sure that we didn't skip a beat when I wasn't around. I mean, we live in a digital world. You guys obviously know that. I mean, we're doing this from Mike's in his home office, but I don't know if you are too, Brian, but I mean, we could work from anywhere really and get so much accomplished now that we don't need to be, holding everyone's hand 24/7. So we've been able to make it work. I really don't share too often that I do coach football with my agents because I don't want them to think I'm not working, but they'll see that on this podcast, but they probably won't even realize that I was gone, because I've been able to make sure I take care of anything that needs to be taken care of. If I'm not doing it, someone else on my team is. So to go back to the question, how do I do it all? I have a great team. My wife is very supportive. My mother, who's my business partner, is very supportive. The rest of my family, who's involved in different ways sometimes, whether it's football or the real estate business, is very supportive. So it doesn't work without them. My wife is a very strong woman, and she, if she doesn't like something, she'll let me know, but she was very supportive of me continuing to coach. I took a short break, couple years off in between the single life and the married life. And she's learning what all this high school football, Catholic football, I should say, what it's all about. So great team, great support. That's the only way I'm able to do any of this stuff.
I love it. I'm sure the boys, really love that too, because, being able to give back. And as we were all high school at those respective schools, what that really meant, that kind of leadership at that time of our lives. And you're going to find out which agents actually pay attention to your podcast too, if they listen and see if you coach them.
Yeah,
So that'll be one way of finding out as well.
Yeah. I called you and you didn't answer. You must have been on the football field. I'm sure I'll get one. That's all right.
It's lucky that we can work remotely too, because Barko and I were in the office this morning. We spent the morning in the Lincoln Park office, and then we both split, took care of some other appointments, and we reconvened at our home office to do this podcast this evening. But between Lincoln Park and Clarendon Hills and New Buffalo and Florida and Arizona, we get around a little bit. So it's so nice.
Well, I mean, you can't be as successful as you want to be just being in the office all day anyways, especially in our business. You got to be running. You got to be, shaking hands and kissing babies. You got to be out there. You got to be moving and shaking. You got to be seen by other people. So you can't accomplish all that sitting in an office, all day. There's days for that. I've been at the office pretty much all day today, but there's days there I don't even step foot in a office because I'm running around doing other stuff, whether it's for the company or, for my own business. So, yeah.
And your mother and you have been very supportive of our company with our once a month power hours. You guys have been to several in Lincoln Park and Clarendon Hills. That's appreciated. I always told you I'd like to have your mother on the panel. I'd like her to be a panelist someday.
I'm sure she would love to do.
So of all the stuff you've got going on, technology, obviously you're using some of it to be a couple places at once and also to help clients and your team. Anything that you're implementing, any AI stuff, anything that you've come across recently that you're like, this is really helping us be more effective or be, even better for our clients? Anything that you guys are using?
When it comes to AI, I have to be 100% honest. Like, part of me doesn't want to be 100% all in because I just don't want the world to be taken over by computers and robots. I'll be 100% transparent with you, right? I do like that it helps us make things easier in our everyday life. I mean, what I mean by that is we've been leveraging it, at least on the admin side, the back end side, of leveraging AI to systemize a lot of things, help it, create, whether it's checklists or just, whatever it may be, we're using AI to help streamline a lot of our back end business. And then on the other side of it, for the agents, I'm going to, pitch Remax a little bit, but our Remax brand has had a huge restructure over the last year. And they've brought in so many different new executives that have all this knowledge and all this experience. And we have a super team. So a lot of people don't like super teams in basketball. I love them in real estate. We have amazing people at the helm right now that have taken over and are putting us in position to dominate for another 50 years. And it's never been more exciting than it is right now. I've been around Remax now for almost 11 years. I'm in a couple different groups with brokers all over the country, and they've been in Remax even longer than I have, and they feel the same way. So, and the reason I mention that is because they're bringing new technology systems to us. It seems like almost every other day they're announcing something, but we have great back-end systems that allow our agents to connect with their clients. You may have heard of a program called KV Chorus, now called Bold Trail. It's their CRM, but we're dialing it up with them. They're adding new stuff to it all the time, which is great. AI in terms of automated responding to their clients, creating certain things. I mean, that doesn't sound new and exciting, but they're really amping it up on our side to give us tools that are unmatched. I know there's more on the horizon. I don't know all the details, but it's really exciting. Adding AI into our websites and allowing AI chatbots to talk to the clients for us and get all the information possible. And then we're ready to just kind of go at it when we got all that information. There's a lot of stuff. There's not one particular thing that I'm super excited about. There's just so much all the time. I mean, you can get overloaded with technology. I mean, even being a tech guy, I love technology, but there's times where I'm like, oh my God, do we really need this? I mean, at the end of the day, our business, we use that stuff to make our business run smoother and more efficiently, not to be the end all be all. So.
Yeah, agree. Use as a supplement. And one of the examples we heard in one of the panels last week was, I never thought about this too. Like, from your standpoint, it's Saturday night and you guys, how many open house requests, or not open house, but requests for visitation showings on a certain night, and you're trying to manage that with a team of 300 realtors, and where AI could be able to sort that and be able to, schedule those a lot more efficiently than someone going through, right? It's just the brain function of that. So not to replace, but certainly to help streamline some things for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we have great tools available to our agents. One of the biggest things that we implemented, which was several years ago, I'm like, why don't we have like some type of communication app? And we use something it's not anything spectacular, but it's just like, it was so like small, but so big. Whereas instead of just texting one or two agents here and there, we have a communication app that we have everybody in one huge group. We have multiple groups to discuss different things. And I mean, that has added a lot of value for communication and staying engaged with the agents as well.
That sounds pretty cool, that last thing you mentioned.
And what are you doing for fun? How do you recharge, man? I know it's probably not a lot of downtime, but we all do need to find a little bit of it, especially with a newborn. But what are you doing here to kind of find some downtime for yourself and take a deep breath every once in a while?
I have had very, very, very little downtime in the last many months. If I get downtime, I love going to the movies. There hasn't really been too many good ones to go out and see in the movies, but I love going to the movies. I love high school football. So, I mean, even if our team's not playing, maybe me and my brother might turn on YouTube and watch another game or something. But love high school football. The Bears, I'm a huge Bears fan. So if I can watch Sundays, I'm usually in my basement, in my man cave that my wife doesn't like me calling it that, down on the couch watching the Bears game. But yeah, football. I don't get to play video games anymore, really. But if I do get it sometime to play Madden, I love playing Madden. But not a whole lot of downtime now, especially when you're a dad and you have, the size of company that we do, and then football on top of it. But I like family quite a bit too. I enjoy that, obviously. Anytime I get to, go over by my sisters or have my family over or go out to lunch with my mom, whatever, outside of work, I always love doing that stuff too.
My personal observation is you always take an extra day or two when you go to those RE/MAX conventions or functions. I know it's work, I know it's business, but sometimes I'll chat with you and you'll go a day early or stay a day late. Just
We haven't really done too much traveling lately, but if we have any work traveling, we either will try to go a day early or stay a day late, depending on where we're at, and then try to fit some stuff in that, that would make the trip like worthwhile. I mean, we've been to Arizona and I love Arizona. My favorite part is Scottsdale, and we've done some cool stuff out there just because we're there, and you got to take advantage of it. So
we made a couple road trips. We road trip to a football game and a championship basketball game. V3 and I, we road tripped a couple times.
Hours in the car with the V-Man, and you can't beat it. You can't.
I love it. Well, hopefully we'll be all together at the state, with back-to-back state championship games in a couple weeks.
Couple more weeks. Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah.
I think the 7A game's at 4 and the 8A game is at 7 p.m.
So we got to do some work this week first.
Yeah. Our business.
Get ahead ourselves. But, Laki, thanks so much for making the time. We really appreciate it. And I look forward to work with you in the future. And, again, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate being on, and go Caravan.
That's right.
Thanks, Laki.
Thanks.
Bye, buddy.